Welcome back. Chris Paglia here from Above and Beyond Marketing Strategies, and today is Marketing Gold Monday. For today's free marketing tip, I'd like to talk about the new and improved LinkedIn, the #1 business-to-business networking platform online. You may not know this, but Microsoft recently purchased LinkedIn for $26 billion, and the site was given a major overhaul. There's a few things that I need you to know about the new LinkedIn search algorithm. They're giving extra weight to the headline, experience, and skills section of your profile. I want you to go into your profile and make sure you're using all the relevant keywords and also words that are commonly used to describe what you do. They're adding extra weight to only the top 5 skills in your skills section. So make sure those skills are the ones that you want to be found for. Today I'd like to talk to you about accountability. I come across people often that tell me they can't keep up with their good intentions. I find this in my marketing workshops where people are getting a ton of information and they're gung-ho when they leave, but they just can't seem to get started a few days after. So here's my recommendation. Get yourself an accountability buddy, somebody that can check in with you and hold you accountable. And you can do the same for them. There's power in numbers, and we'll all get through this together. So let's hold each other accountable. We're talking about direct mail. According to recent research from Huffington Post, 79% of people that received an offer in the mail acted on it. We want to get you into their A pile, their keep around pile, so that they take action on what you have sent. One of my favorite ways to do this is by attaching an offer to my mail. Now, what I've learned is sending an offer is not enough. We need to attach a deadline so that people take action. Urgency sells, and the longer you give people to make a decision, the less likely they are to make that purchase. This is part 1 of a 5-part series on making the most of your networking experience. I know how nerve-wracking it can be to have to walk into a room full of people that you don't know and introduce yourself. I've been to hundreds of networking events, and I still get nervous every single time. Each week, I'm going to give you a tip that I use to make the most of my networking experience. Tip number 1, have a plan in place before you go. Think about who you want to meet and some targets. Maybe reach out to these people before you go so that when you get there, you can go directly to that person. You're bound to meet other people in the surrounding area, and the conversation will just flow from there. Tip number 2, arrive early, get acclimated, and dive right in. I do some of my best networking before the event even starts. By arriving early, it helps me stay grounded, break the ice, and have conversations with less distractions. When other people start to arrive, you can greet them because you'll be a lot more comfortable in the room. So here's tip number 3. Your business card should pack a punch. This is the one thing that the people you meet will take with them to remember you by long after the event, so you don't ever want to skimp. Everything we do and don't do sends a message, and if you want to make a lasting impression, it begins with your business card. Choose a good quality cardstock. Make sure it's easy to read, not too busy, and clearly depicts who you are as a business. And of course, include all the relevant contact information. If you're wondering how your business card stacks up, ask some of your colleagues and friends for their opinion. I use moo.com, and that's MOO.com. They make exceptional quality cards. They're a little bit pricey, but when you're trying to make a lasting impression, you're worth it. So here's tip number 4. Follow up with everybody you met at the networking event within a few hours of the event. By now, you've probably collected a large amount of cards, made some notes on the back. When you get home, go one by one, craft an email, maybe reference some things that you spoke about, set a phone appointment, or possibly another face-to-face. This sends a message that you care, that you value the relationship, and people will most likely want to do business with you because of this small touch. Your 30-second elevator pitch should be clear, concise, and give the listener a compelling reason to want to learn more. Many of us know how to talk about our business in our head, but getting it out in under 30 seconds in front of someone else can be a challenge. So here's a few tips to put together your elevator pitch. Focus on who you are, what you do, why you do it, and most important, what makes you different from your competitors. Focus on your unique value and end your elevator pitch with that, because that is what they are going to remember. Today I'd like to talk to you about hacking your competitors. It's important for us to understand what type of content performs best for our competitor so that we can put out the same type of content to our audience. We also want to know what they're not doing so that we can fill the void with our content. Head over to buzzsumo.com. They will help you analyze what type of content performs best for a topic or even a competitor. They'll also help you identify influencers to help get your content shared. Today I'd like to talk to you about bravery. I was speaking to a past client of mine the other day, and she was telling me that she'd love to do so much more on social media, but doesn't feel brave enough yet. So I thought about it for a minute, and then I asked her, well, what do you feel feeds the need to be brave? And as we talked some more, we determined that part of it is that she's afraid of what people are going to think about her, and the other part of it is the lack of knowledge. So I told her, I make it my business to know everything I can about my business. The more we educate ourselves, the more knowledge we have, the more power and the more confidence we have. And the more confidence we have in our ability, I think the less we care what other people are going to say. Now, I know it can be hard to hear what other people have to say about our product or service, but it's important that we listen to feedback. It's there for a reason. It helps us understand what is working and what is not working, and the areas that we can improve so that we gain more loyalty with our current customers and attract future customers. Here's what I want you to do. The next time you get feedback that might hit you right here and hurt your feelings, take a minute, digest it, and look at what you can do to improve and respond to that feedback so that people know you're taking into account what they say, that they're important, and that you are always looking to improve and deliver the best product or service you possibly can. Today's free marketing tip is for all you real estate agents out there. If you're looking to use Facebook Live and want to be creative, consider hosting a virtual open house. There's two ways you can go about this. The first would be just you and your guests touring the home, answering questions, and interacting. And you can schedule this live broadcast up to 7 days in advance on Facebook so your guests will get a reminder. You're building an audience before you go live, just like you would if you were to advertise in the newspaper or some other online outlet. The other way to do it would be simultaneously with a public open house. And you could have a colleague manage your virtual guests while you greet the actual guests. This is tip number 1 of a 3-part series on making the most of your live video experience. Promote in advance. You want to create anticipation. If you're going to use Facebook Live, you can use their scheduling tool and schedule your broadcast up to 7 days in advance. Promote that to your various pages, and your audience will get a reminder 20 minutes before you go live. Create an Instagram post. Use an image that's relevant to the topic you'll be speaking on, and put a link to the broadcast in your bio. Do an email blast to anybody you think will have interest in what you have to say. Write a blog post. And create an Eventbrite invitation to the broadcast and let people know how they can access it in the body of the invitation. So here are my 3 tips for incorporating video into your email responses. If you're using an autoresponder, embed a short introductory welcome video. It gives the potential customer an opportunity to experience you with low pressure. 2, deliver good news, birthday wishes, or holiday greetings. And number 3, follow up with people you've met at a networking event. If you made a lasting impression at the event, this will only take things to the next level and help you stand apart from the crowd. Nowadays, social media isn't just what we use, it's how many people communicate. Recent research from Twitter shows that 45% of questions that are asked online go unanswered. That's a lot of money left on the table. More research shows that 50% of users on Instagram follow a brand. 60% first find out about a product or service through the platform, and 75% are most likely to take action after viewing an ad post. Engagement with brands on Instagram is 10% higher than it is with Facebook. Customer service can make or break your business. What we do and don't do sends a message. I'm going to give you 3 tips that you can use to make the most of your engagement with your customers. Tip number 1, respond to everybody. It shows that you care and you value what they have to say. If somebody shares or comments on your post, offer them a promo code or something special. 2, keep the conversation going. Find out more about them. And number 3, ask for their input, maybe on a new product, a design, or a service that you're going to offer. By using these tips, you're solidifying existing relationships and setting the stage for new ones. Please share in the comments below. Now, I know it can be a challenge to write effective copy that sells in under 100 or ideally 50 characters on your Facebook ads. We should always experiment with the text and images in our ads to see what works best. Through my experimentation, I have found that adding a client testimonial as my ad copy gets me a higher click-through rate, especially when I'm promoting a seminar or workshop. Recommendations make our ads compelling, and what better way to sell our services than adding a testimonial from somebody that's actually experienced it?